Welcome to the deep dive. We're going to jump right into the materials you sent specifically, PwC's Key Insights Report from SXSW 2025.
Yeah, South by Southwest always has some fascinating takeaways.
It really does. And this year, the big theme was unlocking the power of human ingenuity. So our mission here is to really pull out the most important nuggets, those surprising facts that business and tech leaders need for the year ahead.
Sort of a shortcut through all the noise, right?
Right.
Get the core stuff for growth, for the future of business, of culture.
Exactly, a streamlined guide. You know, SXSW is that unique spot in Austin where everyone converges: tech, film, music, policy.
Yeah.
It's where you see what's bubbling up.
And PwC was right in the thick of it, sent a team, hit over 100 sessions, talked to leaders.
Yeah, and they used AI to help process it all, but layered on their own, human expertise, which seems fitting given the theme.
Definitely.
So let's dive in. The first insight that really jumped out at me was this idea of amplifying Ingenuity AI's creative renaissance.
Right. And what's interesting here, I think, is how the narrative around AI is shifting. It's less about the robots taking over.
Yeah, the doom and gloom.
Exactly. And more about AI as a catalyst, something that expands what we humans can do. Creativity, problem solving, even connection, strangely enough.
Okay, let's dig into that catalyst idea. The report had some solid examples, like in science, AI accelerating breakthroughs, climate modeling, drug discovery.
Yeah, by simulating molecules, complex systems,
Yeah.
stuff that would take ages for humans alone. Think about drug discovery. AI can sift through compound libraries way faster,
Right.
predicting interactions, potential targets. It massively cuts down R&D time. It's a fundamental shift in the pace of discovery.
And it's not just science labs, music too. AI as a creative partner, remixing, suggesting melodies.
But critically, the report says humans stay in control. The artist directs it.
So it's augmentation, not replacement. How does that change things for musicians?
Well, it could democratize things a bit, help overcome creative blocks, explore new styles, maybe even personalize music, lowers some barriers, lets artists focus on the vision.
Same vibe in visual arts, it seems. Helping artists explore new forms, blending traditional stuff with AI generation. It sounds like, well, new palettes entirely.
Exactly. New tools, new possibilities. And then in business, finding hidden patterns in data, obviously, but also this talent multiplier idea, real-time coaching.
Yeah, and the report stresses iteration here. It's not perfect first time. AI needs that human loop to refine outputs, make sure it aligns with, actual business goals.
Got it. It's a collaboration.
Definitely, not plug and play.
So the report talks about AI moving from just being a background tool to more of a central thought partner, co-creating things, real-time composition, dynamic stories. What does that imply?
It implies a deeper integration, I think. AI does some initial legwork drafting ideas, musical motifs, maybe freeing up humans for the higher level stuff, the strategy, the nuance, the meaning. And it's even a skill builder, a training partner. That's wild, given how fast skills become outdated now. Down to just a few years.
Yeah, the shelf life is collapsing. So AI simulations, micro lessons, that could be huge for rapid upskilling, workforce development, more personalized, more efficient learning.
Right, keeping people adaptable.
Exactly. Essential in today's market.
But then, this AI as a companion idea, this is where it gets a bit unusual. Generative AI interacting in really human-like ways. Someone at SXSW apparently said AI relationships could be meaningful.
Yeah, that definitely raises eyebrows.
The report points out potential upsides, helping with loneliness, practicing social skills, but also downsides. Isolation, echo chambers. Where's the balance?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? The key has to be understanding the difference between real human connection and, well, simulated interaction. It's supportive, maybe, but we need to be careful not to erode real-world empathy. Ties into digital safety, which I know we'll get to.
Definitely. Okay, and quickly, the report lists loads of early adopters using AI strategically. Research for market positioning, powering up marketing and sales, streamlining HR, optimizing messages, dev work, call centers.
Yeah, combining tools too, even environmental stuff, methane management, cleaner jet fuel, and of course, governance, compliance, ethics, privacy, deepfakes, the whole package.
It's really broad already.
The applications are becoming tangible, delivering real value.
Yeah.
It's about strategic integration now.
So for business leaders listening, what are the key actions? The report says, use AI for creativity with human oversight, build hybrid teams, rethink workflows around AI, encourage experimentation everywhere.
Right. And crucially, use your unique data Tailor your models. Generic LLMs make you average.
That's a great point. Plus, invest in upskilling people and have a responsible AI framework.
It's a solid list. The bottom line is AI is the tool, human potential is the strategy. Leaders need to move now, but thoughtfully.
Okay, let's pivot. Insight number 2 talks about taking the quantum leap. Quantum computing still sounds like sci-fi to me sometimes.
Yeah, I get that. But the buzz at SXSW suggests it's really shifting, moving out of pure theory into, well, actual applications, real potential for major breakthroughs.
Okay, like where? The report mentions pharma and life sciences better drug discovery through quantum chemistry, simulations, cutting R&D time even more dramatically.
Exactly. Simulating molecules at that quantum level. Classical computers really struggle. Quantum could model interactions with way more precision, designing totally new drugs, maybe new materials.
Which leads to material science and manufacturing, designing next-gen materials lighter, stronger, more sustainable for aerospace, consumer goods, everything.
Precisely. Simulating material behavior atom by atom opens up designing materials with specific, tailored properties. Huge potential.
Finance is another big one. Risk modeling, fraud detection, portfolio optimization. Sounds like Wall Street is paying close attention.
Oh, absolutely. Quantum's ability to crunch massive data sets finds subtle correlations. It could lead to much smarter risk management, more efficient markets.
And logistics, supply chains, optimizing these huge complex networks, scheduling, routing. Given recent disruptions, that sounds incredibly valuable.
It really does. These are complex optimization problems that are often just too hard for current computers. Quantum could crack them, leading to way more efficient and resilient supply chains.
And finally, energy and climate science. Clean energy innovation, fusion modeling, better batteries, optimizing the grid. That's hugely exciting.
Yeah, it is. Quantum simulations could speed up finding new solar materials, boost battery performance, maybe even help figure out fusion power. Critical stuff.
So if this quantum future is coming, what should leaders do now? The report suggests developing a quantum strategy, maybe starting with cloud services, proof of concept.
Yeah, dipping a toe in, investing in talent, partnerships with research labs, cloud providers, startups, finding those industry-specific use cases where quantum gives a real edge.
And crucially, keeping an eye on policy and security risks, especially post-quantum cryptography.
That's a big one. As quantum gets more powerful, it will break current encryption. We need quantum-resistant crypto solutions, and we need to start working on them now to protect data long-term.
Right. So the takeaway is quantum is leaving the lab, it's hitting the market, solving impossible problems. Early movers will shape things.
That's the message. It's not if it impacts your industry, it's when and how. Start exploring now.
Okay, moving on. Insight 3. Companies that master policy shifts will shape the future. This feels, well, very pragmatic. Tech isn't enough on its own.
Absolutely right. The report really hammers this home. Adapting to, and maybe even influencing, policy is becoming a core competitive advantage.
Yeah.
SXSW apparently had a lot of focus on policy implications for innovation.
What kind of policy shifts are we talking about? Geopolitics, for one, restructuring global markets, forcing companies to rethink sourcing, partnerships. We see this constantly in the news.
Yeah, it's unavoidable. Global events, trade policies, they hit supply chains, market access immediately. Businesses need to be much more agile, more resilient.
Then there's policy around digital platforms and brands, AI governance, data privacy rules, platform restrictions. They mentioned the potential TikTok ban as an example. That directly impacts audience engagement.
For sure. It forces companies to rethink digital strategy, prioritize data protection, maybe diversify where they show up online to reduce risk.
Energy policy is another big one. Becoming a fundamental driver for innovation, especially for energy-hungry industries, makes sense with AI and quantum needing so much power.
Exactly. Access to reliable, clean energy is becoming critical. Government policies driving renewables and infrastructure will really shape industrial futures.
And finally, linking workforce readiness with strategic investments. Having the tech is one thing, having the people to use it is another.
Crucial link. Tech investment needs parallel investment in education, upskilling. Got to have the talent pipeline.
The report breaks this down by industry, too. Tech AI navigating regulations. Media advertising diversifying digital strategies. Energy sustainability, seeing renewables as economic drivers. Healthcare biotech dealing with AI regs and drug pricing. Finance watching interest rates, tax policy. Retail managing tariffs and supply chains. It really touches everything.
It underlines that policy isn't some side issue anymore. It's central to business strategy everywhere. Ignoring it is risky.
So, the actions for leaders. Track and anticipate policy shifts, AI, energy, trade. Invest in public-private collaboration for innovation like those quantum campuses.
Right. Adapt digital brand strategies, think first-party data. Invest early in key tech, and prepare the workforce through partnerships with policymakers, schools.
The bottom line seems to be geopolitics is the new innovation battleground. Public-private partnerships and acting early are key. It's a much bigger picture than just R&D.
Precisely. It's all interconnected. Policy, economics, tech. You have to look at the whole system.
Okay, Insight 4 shifts focus internally, maybe. Digital safety is about minds, not machines. This feels like it goes into the ethics of tech.
It does, deeply. As life moves more online, the report argues ethical innovation is crucial to protect human agency, our well-being. And the risk isn't just bad actors anymore.
How so?
Well, even well-meaning tech can subtly manipulate choices, erode critical thinking. The focus needs to shift to securing our ability to think and choose for ourselves in this hyper-digital world. It's quite profound.
Yeah, it is. The report acknowledges the good stuff, online connection, support groups, but stresses the need for safer experiences, especially for kids.
Absolutely. So the recommendations are things like more predictive management of harm on sites, not just
Yeah.
optimizing engagement, educating people on how AI persuades, recognizing how digital environments, addiction loops, gamification,
Yeah.
how they actually rewire behavior.
We need to be more conscious users, and platforms need to be more responsible designers.
That's the core idea. Proactive design for well-being, not just reaction after harm occurs. Education empowers users.
And this impacts industries directly. Tech AI need better algorithmic observability, beyond just bias checks. Financial services fighting AI scams, trust erosion, healthcare watching automation over-reliance.
Right. Retail, maybe building in ethical friction, making us pause before clicking buy. Media entertainment designing for rational engagement, not just emotional reaction. It's a call for ethical awareness across the board.
A more holistic view of digital safety, then. Not just tech security, but impact on thinking, behavior, society.
Exactly.
So, the actions for leaders. Audit for influence, not just security flaws. Build that ethical friction. Develop AI that explains itself transparency.
Defend cognitive bandwidth, our attention as a security asset. Anticipate the trust crisis with preemptive strategies. Develop strong AI governance. Advocate for thoughtful policies. It's a big shift.
It really is. Protecting attention, autonomy, agency through ethical design and transparent AI. That's the bottom line, a vital reminder as tech gets more woven into life.
It's about ensuring technology serves us, empowers us, rather than subtly undermining our ability to think for ourselves.
Okay, Insight 5 pivots to branding. The power of experiential brands. Suggests just shouting messages doesn't cut it anymore.
Pretty much. The report says the brands cutting through are the ones building real connections. Through stories, moments people can feel and share, not just ads.
And forward-thinking brands are involving audiences, co-creation, building immersive worlds, so less broadcast, more collaboration.
Exactly. It's about emotional resonance, participatory storytelling. Consumers want more than just buying stuff. They want meaningful experiences, connection, belonging.
And tech enables this. Generative AI, immersive reality, making brand stories more interactive, personal.
Definitely. Blending physical and digital, letting consumers step inside the brand world, interact in new ways, fosters much deeper connection.
The report has recommendations here. Move from just visibility to real immersion. They mention Rivian's experience centers, city music activations, things you do.
Right, and creators are changing too, moving beyond just placements to actually co-developing campaigns, even IP with brands.
Interesting. And content community commerce are emerging, so you need a cohesive story everywhere.
Yeah, and be human-led, but AI-enabled. AI for efficiency, humans for the core storytelling, the empathy. Balance data insights with intuition data, enhances creativity, doesn't dictate it.
And recognize that AI as a user interface is disrupting old advertising models. That's a lot for marketing teams to chew on.
It is, but the core idea is clear. Build connections holistically. It's not just what you say, it's what you do, how you make people feel.
So, leader actions. Prioritize deeper engagement over just exposure. Build ecosystems integrating content, commerce, community. Balance analytics with emotional intelligence.
Rethink partnerships. Deeper collaboration with creators, experts. Use AI to enhance, not replace, creativity. And reimagine creative teams for agility, AI integration. It's a big transformation for marketing.
Sounds like it. The bottom line, future belongs to brands that invite participation, build relationships through shared experiences, creator collaboration. Less selling to, more building with.
Precisely. Differentiate through genuine connection. Experiential branding is a powerful way to do that.
Okay, Insight 6 takes us to healthcare. Encouraging title. AI isn't replacing doctors, it's accelerating cures. That's a relief to hear.
It is. The report says healthcare is innovating rapidly, moving from reactive sick care to proactive healthcare, focusing on well-being, extending health span.
And big breakthroughs mentioned: brain science, precision medicine, AI diagnostics for tough conditions, neurodegenerative diseases, cancers. They even noted the huge potential economic impact, like with Alzheimer's costs.
These advances offer real hope for diseases that have been intractable. AI is speeding up the research significantly.
And this broader shift to healthcare, longevity science, lifestyle factors, personalized interventions using AI and biomarkers.
Yeah.
But they still stress the human connection part.
Yeah, that's critical. Tech gives us amazing tools, but empathy, trust between patient and provider, that remains essential for good care for well-being.
But then there's the U.S. healthcare paradox. Leader in innovation, but lagging in outcomes. Affordability, access, why? Overspecialization, payment models, inequality, fragmented data. That's sobering.
It highlights that tech alone isn't the answer. Systemic issues, access, cost, equity have to be tackled too to really benefit from the innovation.
The report pushes for more prevention focus and highlights access challenges, especially in rural areas. Suggests AI might help support clinicians there.
Potentially. AI could improve efficiency, streamline admin, offer decision support, maybe help expand access where resources are thin.
They also mention limited uptake of things like gene therapy due to cost and access, and raise the pink tax issue as a barrier for women's healthcare. Financial burden, worse outcomes, calling for policy changes.
Yeah, the pink tax, other biases, they create real hurdles for women accessing care, contribute to outcome disparities. Needs policy action and awareness.
And finally, empowering patients through health data ownership, moving towards patient-consented, value-sharing models. That sounds like a big shift in the dynamic.
It could foster more informed patients, boost research, but privacy and security safeguards have to be rock solid.
So the overall message: business leaders have a key role in building a better, more equitable system as healthcare consumerism grows. It needs a holistic approach.
Exactly. Collaboration is key. Tech providers, policymakers, patients, to create a system that's innovative and accessible, equitable for everyone.
All right, seventh insight takes us off planet. Space is open for business, so it's not just NASA anymore.
Not at all. Space is becoming a hotbed for commercial innovation across lots of industries, way beyond just aerospace, driven by AI, private companies. It's a big shift.
The moon as a testbed, robotic landers, resource extraction. Are we really talking lunar economy?
It's starting to look that way. The moon's environment, its resources, great place to test tech for space and for Earth applications.
And AI is crucial here too, for scientific discovery like the Euclid telescope mapping the universe, but also satellite automation, mission efficiency.
Absolutely indispensable. Processing vast space data, automating spacecraft ops, finding the best research targets or resources. AI is key to making commercial space viable.
The report mentions space infrastructure, even off-Earth living. Self-sustaining habitats, 3D printed structures. Programs like Artemis aiming for that lunar economy. It feels futuristic, but tangible.
Increasingly so. Developing tech for humans to live and work in space unlocks new industries, new economic potential, both out there and back here.
And this disrupts industries on Earth. Healthcare biotech using microgravity research, energy materials testing things in space, telecom putting 4G on the moon, space-tested stuff and consumer gear.
Right, and transport logistics being redefined by space tourism, asteroid mining. The ripple effects could be huge. Space offers unique conditions, microgravity, radiation for research, and testing impossible on Earth.
So, leader actions. See space as a strategic investment, not just science. Embrace public-private collaboration, and prepare for this next industrial revolution. Off-Earth economies.
It's a new paradigm. Companies exploring space tech and partnerships now will be positioned for major growth as the commercial space industry booms.
The bottom line: space isn't just a mission, it's a market. Limitless potential for innovation, economic growth. Definitely one to watch.
Absolutely. The barriers are lowering, opening opportunities for more businesses to get involved.
Okay, last insight, number 8. Immersive tech is redefining fandom, shifting how artists and creators connect with audiences.
Big time. Artists are using immersive tech for richer fan experiences, moving beyond passive consumption to active co-creation, participation. The old model of just dropping content is fading.
So passive fandom is out, experience makers are in, building with fans using AI, immersive tech, community integration, less marketing to, more building with.
Exactly that. Fans want to be involved, not just watch. Immersive tech gives them the tools, builds stronger ownership, connection.
The report had examples. Metallica's VR concert, Apple TV's layered storytelling like with Severance, creators like Colin and Samir talking sustainable businesses, gaming leading the way with community-led stuff.
Yeah, powerful examples. It's about building worlds digital hybrid and inviting fans in as active participants,
Yeah.
not just viewers.
And this leads to shared creative ecosystems, not just owned IP. Fans as stakeholders, creators building their own platforms, brands designing for ongoing experiences, monetization shifting to community support. That's fundamental.
It's a more democratized model. Fans have more voice, more agency, opens up new ways for creators to connect, new revenue streams too.
So key actions for leaders. Think experience architecture, not just audience engagement. Invest in participation-driven revenue. Create spaces, not just content, digital, physical, hybrid.
Look to gaming and interactive media for inspiration. And recognize creators as cultural architects, learn from them. It requires rethinking traditional models completely.
Yeah, a total mindset shift, away from delivering content towards designing interactive, engaging experiences that build real community.
That's it. The bottom line, fandom is a platform, not just a market. The future is designing with your audience, building participatory ecosystems, viewing fans as active collaborators.
It's a powerful idea. Okay, well, that wraps up our whirlwind tour of the key insights from SXSW 2025. It really does show this amazing intersection of human ingenuity and tech across so many areas.
Yeah, from AI amplifying creativity to quantum's potential, policy shifts, digital safety, experiential brands, health breakthroughs, space opening up, and immersive fandom. It's a lot.
It is, but hopefully this deep dive gives everyone listening a strategic download, some key takeaways for planning ahead.
And remember, the full PwC report has much more detail, extra insights, SXSW 2026 info, session replays, audience-specific stuff. Definitely worth checking out if you want to go deeper.
Highly recommended.
Absolutely, a really comprehensive resource.
So as you mull all this over, here's a final thought to leave you with. Considering these insights, how might you leverage the power of human ingenuity in your own field to not just adapt to the future, but to actually help shape it?
That's the question, isn't it? Worth exploring.
Definitely. Check out the full report for more. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.